Unit 14. When noise drives you up the wall. June 26th. You're sitting in a cinema waiting for the movie to begin. All around you hear the familiar sounds of rustling food wrappers and people munching on popcorn and slurping soda. While these sounds are all typical of a cinema setting, they're a complete nightmare for people suffering from misophonia. Misophonia, also known as selective sound sensitivity syndrome, is a newly recognized disorder in which the sufferer develops extreme feelings of anger in response to certain noises. These trigger sounds can vary from person to person. However, repetitive and bodily sounds are among the most common irritants for sufferers of misophonia. While the everyday sounds of people chewing, breathing, smacking their lips, or clicking their pens don't agitate most people, they can evoke stress, anger, irritation, and in extreme cases, violent rage for those suffering from misophonia. Researchers are only beginning to look at the science behind misophonia. Preliminary findings suggest that the emotional control mechanism of the brain is overly active for people with this condition. When sufferers hear specific trigger sounds, their brains go into overdrive, causing them to react very strongly to the auditory stimuli. Affected individuals find the noise unbearable and feel as though they have to lash out at the source of the offending sound. Although there is no cure for misophonia, psychological interventions have helped patients acquire strategies to cope with their negative emotions. Moreover, experts seem to agree that misophonia isn't so much about the sounds themselves. For example, people with misophonia are not as bothered by these trigger sounds if they make them themselves. Therefore, mimicry is one way of dealing with this. So the next time someone glares at you for drumming your fingers, spare a thought for them. After all, this sound might not simply be a pet peeve, but a source of physiological and psychological distress.